Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. Thank you as always for tuning in. Just a couple of announcements before I dive right into your reading focused on ex-partnerships. So right off the bat, of course, this reading is for those who are interested in wanting to reunite with an ex-partner. I'll timestamp these down below so you can just fast forward if you're not interested in listening to the intro portion of this video. So I just wanted to mention and apologize because these are late. I meant to post them last week, but my daughter ended up having her baby and therefore I am now a grandma for the very first time. She's such an absolute blessing to our family. She's healthy and beautiful and we're so blessed. So that's one reason. And that following, or last Friday actually, we ended up getting the second dose to the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, and first night was pretty much uneventful, just had a sore arm, but then the following day ended up having like a low-grade fever and just really lethargic and just out of it. So I just didn't have it in me to do any readings that day. And so here I am Sunday trying to knock these out and I feel definitely a lot better. So that's one announcement. And also, just for those who are unaware, these two decks are actually on sale. So the deck shop link is down below. And it's the version without the gold edging for the Tarot Teacher. And it's the Silhouettes deck without the silver edging. So those two are on sale if that's something that you are interested in purchasing at this time for the entire month of May. All right, so I just wanted to get that out of the way before we dive into your reading here. All right, so let's get going. All right, Aquarius. So for those of you who would like to know what's going on with your ex, where they're at, what they're thinking and feeling, and it could even bring up where you're at on this journey during this time of separation and distance. Okay, so let's get right into this. I'm going to start with my He Said, She Said Oracle. I'm going to pull a couple of cards from this deck to get the conversation going for you, Aquarius. Will your ex return is what we're focusing on here. Okay, so let's take a look at that. I'm guided to this card. Ooh, he said, so we're okay now? She said, yeah, sure, but it's all lies. So you guys need to be honest with each other. You know, if you're just trying to not rock the boat, or if you're not trying to come forward, coming from a place of authenticity and honesty, then that you guys are going to run into some issues here. That could have also been part of the problem why you guys are exes, why you're not together, because either your ex wasn't being truthful with you, you were not being truthful with your ex, or you guys were just both telling each other perhaps what it was that you wanted to hear without coming from a place of honesty. Okay, so we've got lies coming through here. He said, no one will ever... And I've just got a bunch of cards flying. He said, no one will ever compare to you, my love. She said, you had to learn that the hard way, didn't you? Okay, so if the genders are reversed for your situation based off of the messages, then of course interpret it and custom tailor it to how it makes sense for you. But we have a masculine here basically letting the feminine know it's like no one will ever compare to you. But the thing is, right next to this card of lies, if this isn't really the truth, maybe that's why we have a feminine saying you had to learn that the hard way, especially if they didn't realize it until after the fact, you know? So let's go ahead and add to this with some additional cards. And I've got the rest of this deck on the floor, but I'll pick it up later. It's super slippery, but it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some additional guidance. I'm going to pull from this deck by Angelic Revelation 144, the Divine Domestics, Soul Connections, Challenged Relationship Messages. So let's take a look. Angels and Spirit Guides, please, for Aquarius. So let's go ahead and take a look and see where they're at this time. Focusing on an ex-partnership. Okay, so we've got a couple of cards coming through. My mind is racing and my heart is breaking with the doubts and insecurities your inconsistent behavior has created. I crave inner peace right now. My soul just feels unsettled. This could actually be you feeling this way, Aquarius, or your ex could be feeling this way as well. And part of that heartbreak has to do with these doubts and insecurities because of the lies that were happening here. Okay, and then this one says, I get triggered when I'm angry and I've decided to walk away from our connection. The universe then decides to bombard me with your name and your higher self stalks me with musical messages from you. That's interesting. So if you happen to be hearing songs or little reminders when it comes to your ex, maybe it is you that's being triggered in that way and it upsets you, but at the same time, it could also be bringing up all of these doubts and insecurities over how things played out between the two of you when you were together. Okay, so let's add a couple more cards to complete this scenario. So I'm going to grab a couple of cards from the Issues deck by Fire Witch Tarot. Angels and Spirit Guides, please, for Aquarius. Focusing on ex partnerships. So let's add a couple of issues here as to why you guys are exes, why you're not together at this time. Okay, so one of the issues, argue wars, which kind of makes sense here because as it says, I get triggered when I'm angry, have decided to walk away from the connection, and then your mind is racing, your heart is breaking, doubts, insecurities, lies. And so that could have contributed to the arguments that you guys have had. So argue wars, argument competitions, needing to have your final word, plays who has the most shit on each other. So whatever part of that makes sense for you, you guys could have really not been seeing eye to eye, lots of arguments, lots of angry words that were exchanged between the two of you. And then look at the bottom of the deck. You've got hothead. Okay, quick to anger, snappy, gets pressed easily. So there's a lot of anger that's circulating in this connection, Aquarius. You know, so you guys could have definitely had some pretty difficult conversations, let's just say, you know, where you guys were arguing and just saying very hurtful things, maybe to each other. So either you walked away from them or they walked away from you, or you guys came to this mutual decision that that's what you guys wanted to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and add to this with some tarot. So I'm going to pull from my Modern Day Seers Tarot and Oracle Tarot with a Twist. If you're new to my channel, this is a deck that I created especially for advanced beginners who would like to learn how to read tarot. So the majority of the cards, it's got, as you can see, upright and reversed meanings. And the twist here is that it includes new oracle messages, new court cards that are exclusive to this deck. So it's a rather large deck. It's about 117 cards altogether. But it's a lot of fun to learn and challenge yourself at the same time if you want to learn how to read tarot. So this is another one of those decks that you could find in my deck shop. And that link again is down below. All right. So let's take a look and see what else. So there's some challenges here for sure that you guys have dealt with. But I am feeling that maybe this masculine might have a lot of regrets over things that they have said, and now they realize no one will ever compare to the feminine. We've got the Hermit card coming through here. So some of you guys could be dealing with a Virgo, okay, or you could have Virgo in your chart as well. Aquarius, this is about soul searching, spending time on your own, or wanting to be alone by choice, you know, just to be able to contemplate and really focus on where your life is at, where you want to be, where you want to go. And due to all of these complications and challenges with your ex, maybe you feel that you just really need time, some peace and quiet to figure things out for yourself. We've got the Death card coming through here. So some of you could also be dealing with a Scorpio. It definitely came to an end because the Death card is the end of a cycle. But there's some changes going on here as well. This is a connection that might be going through that metamorphosis stage, allowing you to have a new beginning, to be able to transition out of what happened before and allowing you guys to transform and move forward and find your way back if that's something that you can both come to an agreement with. And also it's really important for you guys to let go of any unhealthy attachments that you might have to the past and what ultimately brought you guys into separation, because you do have the Ten of Pentacles right here. Okay, some of you guys could also be focused on an earth sign. We've already got Virgo right there, but it could also be Capricorn and Taurus. For some of you, money matters. If that's something that you've been struggling with, maybe that's improving for you, Aquarius. But Ten of Pentacles in love and romance, it's actually a really great card. Security, stability, happiness moving forward together, long-term commitment and success in the partnership. You guys might even decide to start a family if that's something that you guys were interested in or have even discussed. Some of you could have already had children together and then you guys just parted ways. Okay, so there's so many different ways that this could play out, but the Ten of Pentacles is very positive. For some of you, Divine Feminines, your masculine could be this Baron of Fire. So this is one of the new court cards in this deck, representing Divine Masculine, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Or if you resonate that this describes your masculine, whether they're a fire sign or not, then you can take the message as well. So this is someone who's adventurous. They walk into a room and they're just the life of the party. They have a very jovial personality, very happy and successful. And they're just very confident with who they are. As a lover, they're very passionate. In the role of a husband, very caring. And if you guys do have children, this could be a very compassionate father. Okay, so that could be representing your masculine right there. And then we've got the Four of Cups. So the thing with the Four of Cups, and some of you could be dealing with a water sign here. We've already got Scorpio with the Death card. Cancer, Pisces could be your person's sign as well. This represents the disconnectedness between the two of you because you're not together. But here's the thing too. So there's a possibility with this Ten of Pentacles of having a really great future together. But if neither of you takes any sort of action to take that first step to at least get the conversation going, then it turns into a missed opportunity. Okay, and I've got another card flying off. Hold on one second. Okay, so the next card, this is interesting. We've got the Duchess of Fire. So the Baron of Fire, the Duchess of Fire, both representing fire energy. So either of you could have fire in your chart, but, not so focused on the signs, really. This feminine here is someone who's very popular. You both are perhaps very sociable. You have lots of friends that surrounds you, and you guys might have even met at a party. The Duchess of Fire is known to be an animal lover. Maybe you have a pet together. Duchess of Fire also very intuitive, very attentive. Could be a good mother figure as well. So we've got two people who are pretty good together, pretty compatible. But something clearly happened here and you guys got into arguments and you weren't seeing eye to eye. And part of the problem with that is you guys were lying to each other. Okay, so bottom of the deck here, we've got the Hangman. You have to be able to see things from a very different perspective at this point. Try to see things from your ex's standpoint, their point of view, so that you'll have a better understanding of where they're coming from. And again, it's a reminder for you to let go of what no longer serves you in this partnership, and a lot to do with the past, maybe. And then we've got the Red Rose card coming through here. So as you can see, the deep love between the two of you, that still exists. The fiery passion, red hot chemistry, the eternal love. So I have a feeling here, regardless of what happens here between you and your ex, you guys will always have this deep love and connection anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some dialogue messages here to see where you guys are at and what it is that you want to say to each other. So I'm going to pull from my X Oracle deck, take from these messages, Aquarius, what you feel is coming from you, and some of these messages, of course, are coming from your ex. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, first message, I can't sleep without you next to me. So they could be having a lot of late nights, just staying up late thinking about you. You could as well be experiencing that They want you to stay. They want you to be a part of their life. This is crucial, this message. No more lies, just the truth from here on out. That one really needed to happen considering we started off with this message. You know, and I love how this is coming up next. Normally, this could actually be a negative message, never again, you know, somebody who's kind of giving up. But look at this, no more lies, never again, just the truth from here on out. So actually that makes sense. Okay, so that's where your ex is at, and maybe you agree with some of these sentiments for yourself and what it is that you would want to say to them. All right, so let's wrap it up here, guys, with one final message from the Lover's Oracle deck. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aquarius. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. And I really feel you already exercised that power when you guys separated, when you went into distance from one another. Maybe this is something that you both did, but you also have the power to be able to fix this and to walk towards each other rather than walking away from this connection, because the love is still here. The chemistry is still here. It's worth perhaps another chance. You've got that 10 of Pentacles where things will be more stable and a lot better and happier between the two of you. But as you know, it's clearly indicated here, there were lies, but it's also coming through that you guys are moving away from that type of interaction and the way you guys talk to each other, just being open and honest from here on out. All right, guys, so that's where I'm going to leave this one. And if you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.